like police. This manifests itself in a number of ways. Oregon already has criminalized acts of impersonating a police officer, which is carried out by potentially wearing a uniform or other type of equipment that would cause a reasonable person to conclude that they were actually interacting with a police officer. And while I don't want to, do not believe that campus security personnel are deliberately creating the misimpression that they are law enforcement, the tragedy we've heard today regarding Kaylee Sawyer should be instructive for us to make certain that these type of situations do not occur again, and there's no blurring of the lines for those who are dealing with individuals, whether they're police or whether they're campus security. Senate Bill 576 makes it clear that campus security vehicles need to come in, equipped with certain type of safety features that is consistent with transporting a student who may be in a state of vulnerability. Safety features such as a GPS tracking, some type of onboard camera, or a dispatch system that keeps guarantees as to where the vehicle is at any point in time and knowing where it's been and how long it's been out. These are logical checks and balances that are already in place as it pertains to law enforcement. And as the good senator from Deschutes County stated, no longer would these type of vehicles be able to have red or blue overhead lights, no compartment cages, as well as no strike bumpers on their vehicle. These safety features that I've mentioned are not really exotic in the way that we might see a taxi. These safety features are in fact ensure that both the safety of both the campus officers and students that they provide for are making sure that the vehicles do not go missing too long. So that's why we think it's important. And as the bill calls out, the individual campuses and others will have a choice of which of those tools they want to implement and using for better detection and on the vehicles. Senate Bill 576 also clarifies that when campus security officers find themselves involved in a criminal investigation, that they are obligated to notify law enforcement as soon as possible. And then if they actually seize physical evidence, that they have to turn it over to law enforcement immediately. The situation that we had before us on Kaylee Sawyer situation, the campus maintained the evidence, did not share and did not work with the local police, did not notify them. And if you had the time to go through any of the testimony that we had in the committee, you would see how many missteps that took place. And this is why we feel it's imperative that 576 moves forward. We also believe that it's also important that those individuals that are dealing as a campus safety officer do not have the ability to enter into what is known as stop and frisk. This is a specialized search that involves patting down or frisking a person, and a very specialized type of search that is appropriate only when it's specially trained. An individual knows how to do it and when to do it, and it should only be permissible by a law enforcement personnel. Finally, Mr. President, 576 improves the hiring process. As we've heard, it will in fact require an improved background checks, sharing of that information between colleges and law enforcement for any prospective candidate for a campus security job, and also that it would require that any candidate clear a physiological evaluation, psychological evaluation to determine that they are entrusted and can be held and are responsible in maintaining the safety of our students and the young people. As the good senator stated, it is our time to share our condolences to the family and the friends of Kaylee Sawyer, Crystal Sawyer sitting with me, stepmother, Jamie Sawyer sitting with the good senator. I just want to thank you for all that you did to come forward and be a participant. I know, I can feel and understand the tragedy as how it has to be rewritten every day that you live, and also coming into such a forum to share with us. But without your strong support and your desire to do better for those students in the future, we would not be able to have this type of legislation. So for those reasons, Mr. President, I hope that we all will in fact have an affirmative vote and voting aye for Senate Bill 576. Thank you, Mr. President.
The question now arises upon the third reading and final passage of Senate Bill 576A. Those in opinion bills will pass, please say aye. Those opposed, no. Clerk.